Good morning, people. Good morning. Hey, everybody. Let's do it. It's Friday. Woo. Happy Friday. TGIF. Come on, let's get this thing going. Let's get it cracking today. I am so excited to be here with you all again. Thank you, God. It's Friday. Woo. I don't know about y'all, but I tell you, this has been the longest, shortest week. My goodness. But come on, let's talk this morning. Oh my gosh. You don't want to miss this one. You don't want to miss this one. Come on in. Welcome to another episode of the Empower Her Experience Podcast. You have tuned into a place where we talk about real issues. You're going to get a little bit of mental health, a little bit of spiritual health, a little bit about relationships, everything. So we talk about emotional wellness and becoming whole and all these things. So as they say, all the things. So today we're going to get into it. So come on in. You might as well go ahead and start tagging someone, sharing this post and liking it, because this right here, you want to be in on this conversation. I am your host, Christy Copeland, licensed professional counselor and licensed evangelist. But today's episode is called Stop Playing in My Face. Oh my goodness. Come on. Where are my people at? Y'all come on in. Let me know that you are here. Let me know that you are here. Come on. Let's talk about this today. Woo! I cannot wait. This is going to be so good. So good. So come on in. Well, I'm going to get into it because your girl has a busy day today, as always. So we're going to get right into it. So today's episode is called Stop Playing in My Face. So listen, if you know, you know. This episode is for the people who have gotten tired of being lied to, tired of being manipulated and blamed, or emotionally confused, or tired of being dismissed, or tired of being made feel like you crazy. Come on, let me know you're in here. Let me know if you've ever experienced being lied to and manipulated and blamed all the time for things, making you feel confused and as if your feelings are dismissed. They make you feel like you're crazy. Oh my goodness. This is for the people who walked away from conversations thinking, wait a minute. Now, how did I become the problem when I wasn't the one who did it? Have you ever walked away feeling like that? Well, this episode is we're going to talk about gaslighting. We're going to talk about manipulation. We're going to talk about narcissism, emotional confusion, and learning how to recognize when somebody is trying to play in your face emotionally. Okay, so let's get it cracking. What does playing in my face mean? Playing in my face, because let's be honest, of course, we don't use the technical terms first all the time, but they will tell you, you playing in my face, you think I'm stupid. You think you trying to flip this around on me? You trying to make me question what I know actually happened? And honestly, a lot of experiences connect to manipulation and gaslighting, and we automatically start to call them narcissists. But some of this is just manipulation and gaslighting. Y'all come on in. Let me know who's here so we can talk this morning. But so they'll tell you, like, you playing in my face and you think I'm stupid and you trying to flip the script. You're trying to make me, think that I'm crazy. I know what happened, so you playing in my face. So playing in my face, the term is, it's a cultural term, but it actually emotionally means you're disrespecting my intelligence. Woo! Come on, come on, come on. Looking for those comments. Playing in my face means you disrespecting my intelligence. You're dismissing my feelings. You're denying obvious behavior. You're manipulating the truth to make me think that it's one way when it's really not. And then you're trying to make me doubt myself while you escape accountability for your actions. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then manipulation is when someone tries to emotionally control a situation to benefit them. I know we don't know anybody like that though, right? We don't know anybody like that, right? Oh my goodness. Good morning, Miss Sherry. How are you this morning? Thank you. Thank you for commenting and let me know that you are here. Yes, ma'am. And so manipulation is where somebody tries to emotionally control a situation to benefit themselves. Oh my goodness. We don't know nobody like that though, right? Hey, good morning, Dr. Shalonda Adams. We are talking about playing in my face this morning, manipulation, gaslighting, narcissism. We're talking about all of that this morning. So, but the one thing about manipulation is not always loud. Sometimes manipulation is subtle. Good morning, Deneva. You have certain types of manipulation, like the guilt manipulation, like what they're saying, after everything I've done for you. Good morning, Mr. Andre Johnson, 49ers go. Woo-hoo. After all I've done for you, I guess I'm the worst person in the world ever. Now they've gone from guilt tripping you. Now they've gone into playing the victim. So now after all I've done for you, I guess I'm the worst person in the world. Now I'm playing a victim. They're the ones that hurt you, but somehow you end up comforting them. Ooh, wait. Oh my goodness. And then sometimes, or they'll do this, that little passive aggressive stuff. They'll give you the silent treatment and become dismissive towards you. Okay, this is where they stop communicating with you to punish you or control you into doing what they want. Wow. And then you got the emotional pressure. This is if you love me, you would, or real friends would, or a good wife would, or a good husband would. And manipulation generally, sometimes it's not coming from a bad place, but manipulation often comes from a place of insecurity. It can be fear-based. It can be just plain old emotional immaturity, lack of emotional intelligence. The person might have abandonment wounds, and sometimes it is simply learned behavior. But regardless of what the reason is, manipulation is still unhealthy. So even if it does come from a wound, it's still unhealthy. So you don't get a pass because you wounded. You don't get a pass to manipulate just because you're wounded. So it is still unhealthy. Now, let's talk about gaslighting, because I know y'all probably hear this term quite a bit. Gaslighting. This is where people try to rewrite actual reality. Y'all, there's a movie you need to go watch. I think it's on Netflix. It's called My Husband Gaslit Me. Oh my gosh. It is wild, y'all. You got to go on there and watch it. But this is gaslighting is where people try to rewrite actual reality. Gaslighting is it's deeper than just manipulation, because gaslighting attacks your sense of reality. Gaslighting looks like that didn't happen. You just being too sensitive, or you just imagining things. Good morning, Miss Dee. Good morning. Yes, y'all come on in. Let me know you're here. But gaslight and say, oh, that didn't happen. Oh, you just being too sensitive. You just overreacting. You always overreact. I never said that. You always imagining things. That's what gaslighting says. Meanwhile, you know the truth. You know what actually happened. And after you've been exposed to enough gaslighting, then you start to doubt yourself. You start to question yourself and questioning your memory. Well, maybe I remember that wrong. Or you start over explaining or apologizing constantly. And you start feeling emotionally unstable because somebody has gaslit you. So those are some of the reasons why some people say, stop playing in my face. Because deep down, they know you trying to make me ignore clearly what I saw. You're expecting me to believe what you said and ignore what you do. So now you're trying to gaslight me. Come on now. Somebody ought to put some fire in the chat on that one. You're expecting me to believe everything you say, but ignore everything that you do. So put some fire in the chat. Or better yet, say, I see you. I see you. I see you. So now, this is the part that I've been waiting to get to, because I hear this term so much. I have to correct this so much when it comes to therapy and things like that. Let's talk about narcissism. I know y'all heard it because the people just throw it around so loosely, like they, got some type of license or degrees or something like that. But let's talk about narcissism, because here's the unadulterated truth. Here's the truth. Everybody who manipulates is not a narcissist. Everybody who gaslights is not clinically narcissistic, okay? Regardless of what TikTok, Instagram, or social media is telling you, everybody's not a narcissist. Some people might have some of the traits of being a narcissist, but it does not mean they are clinically diagnosed as a narcissistic personality disorder. Everybody who gaslights is not clinically narcissistic. But narcissistic people often use manipulation and gaslighting as tools. So, according to the DSM-5, this is our actual mental health diagnosis tool that we would use to diagnose someone with narcissistic personality disorder. According to that, narcissistic personality disorder, this is a pattern. This means this is what they do. This is what they do. They've been doing this for years. They've been doing it in every relationship. They've been doing this for a while. This is a pattern of grandiosity, which I will explain in a second. A pattern of need for admiration, a pattern of lack of empathy that sometimes begins in early adulthood. And it's present across many types of situations and many types of relationships. And so in order to be diagnosed clinically as a narcissistic personality disorder, a person must meet a diagnostic criteria. They must have at least 5 or more of the symptoms or the diagnosis criteria to be considered narcissistic personality disorder. So let's go back to the symptoms. That this person has a grandiose sense of importance. So they will exaggerate their achievements and their talents. They expect to be recognized as being superior when they haven't even really accomplished much of anything. So they have like an exaggerated sense of being so much more important than they actually are. They are preoccupied. Woo-wee. Good morning, Miss Denisha Warren. Yeah, come on in, y'all. This I can't believe it's not more people on here, because trust me, I don't know how many times I hear they gaslighting me, they playing in my face, they just manipulate. Oh, they are narcissists. If you've heard that or you know somebody, tag them now. Somebody might be in a relationship with someone who does these things. So I believe today we're going to help some people to have more healthy relationships moving forward, friendships, relationships, to be able to recognize when they're being manipulated. So I do believe today that some people, this might change some people's lives today. So like, tag, and share this for other people. But let me get back to what I was saying. So a narcissist is preoccupied with these fantasies that they have this certain amount of power, unlimited success, like a certain amount, fantasies like a brilliance. Good morning, Miss Monica. Good morning. Narcissists often have they're preoccupied with these fantasies of ideal love and oh my goodness, they believe that they are especially special and unique. Okay, we all think we're special and unique, right? That's one thing. But a narcissist feel that they can only be understood or should only associate with special or high status people. So they're not dealing with the little people. If you are not a person of high status, they don't feel like they should deal with you. They feel like they can only be understood by someone of a high status or special status, or that they should only associate with those types of people. Another thing that the narcissist does is they require excessive admiration, constant need for praise, constant need for applause, constant need for validation, constant need for attention. We don't know anybody like that, y'all, do we? Do it. Somebody will put that in the chat. Stop attention seeking. Stop attention seeking. I always make the joke with people, like, make sure that you give your kids plenty of love, affection, attention, and all of those things when they're young, so they don't grow up to be adults that just seek attention. Just seeking attention. Woo, my goodness. Constantly needing validation. Constantly. I mean, every little thing. They want somebody to praise them for it. Another thing that narcissists tend to do is they have a sense of entitlement. Oh my goodness. They don't feel like the rules apply to them. That's for everybody else. You got the total line, not me. Good morning, Dion. Good morning. They don't think they have to abide by the rules. That exempts them. No, I don't have to do that's for everybody else. But they're gonna tell you, you're not supposed to do that. That's not. But then they're doing it. It's like, but you're doing it. But I can do that. They have a sense of entitlement. The rules do not apply to a narcissist. They do not. Let me tell you, the kryptonite for narcissists is boundaries. Look, I just freed somebody right there. The kryptonite to narcissists is boundaries. They don't like them. They do not like boundaries. And when you set them, they are going to push back. They're going to push back. They're going to make you think you're wrong for setting them. Why? Because they don't want to abide by them. Ooh. They have these unreasonable expectations that they should get special treatment and automatic. You're supposed to automatically do what they want you to do. Oh, woo! I just had a flashback, y'all, I definitely know a narcissist, and this is from a relationship, not a romantic relationship, but someone from that I dealt with years of this. Like, they're like, you got to do what they tell you to do, or you're going to get that silent treatment. You're going to get the cold shoulder. You're going to get the dismissiveness. You're going to get the manipulation. You're going to get the gaslighting, make you think you're the one in the wrong. Why? Because you're not doing what I asked you to do. You're not doing what I expect you to do. But this is what narcissists do. And narcissists also take advantage of other people to achieve their personal goals. So they can be exploitative too. And yeah, they'll step on anybody, don't care who they use to get what they want. This is what narcissists do. They don't have empathy. They lack empathy. They have a hard time recognizing and identifying with the feelings or the needs of other people. Sometimes they just don't care. They're often envious of other people. Why? They're envious of other people because all the attention should be on me. Nobody else should be getting this attention. Nobody else should be getting, applause. All the focus should be on me. Hey, I'm over here. Look at me. So sometimes they're envious of other people who are getting recognition, or envious of other people who are getting some type of applause or validation. They can't stand it. And then other times they just believe everybody is jealous or envious of them. Not everybody is jealous or envious of you. Come on now. Y'all see there? Put some fire in the chat. Y'all, come on. Thank you for talking back, Miss Denisha. Yes, y'all know I like it when y'all talk back. Yes, come on. Let's talk about it. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so let's see, Miss Denisha, you talking to me this morning. Let me see what you saying this morning. Yes. Let's see. So Miss Denisha said they want all the access with no accountability. Ooh, girl, you hit the nail on the head. Oh my goodness. Yes, they feel like narcissists feel like they deserve an all access pass. Didn't we just talk about that last week on here? Nobody gets an all access pass. Everybody got to have boundaries, right? Everybody. It doesn't matter. Everybody has to have boundaries. And so a lot of times back to them believing other people are envious of it. You'll notice they'll say everybody is jealous of them. Everybody want what they have. Everybody is envious of them. And so they'll show these arrogant and display these haughty behaviors and haughty attitudes and things like that. And they'll act superior. They're very condescending and very dismissive toward other people. So it's important to remember that having some narcissistic traits, again, does not mean that someone has narcissistic personality disorder. In NPD, as I'll call it for short, that's a personality disorder, meaning this been long standing, like this behavior. If you know this person been like this for 20, 30 years, they're likely a narcissist. This is long-standing behavior. They are not flexible on any of it. And this affects multiple areas of their life. Most of the time, more times than not, a narcissist rarely has good relationships. Why? Because in order to have healthy relationships, you got to have healthy boundaries. And guess what? They don't like them. But diagnosing someone requires a comprehensive clinical assessment. So many people might display selfishness. They might display defensiveness, pride, manipulation, or need for validation, and they might not meet the criteria for NPD. So let's talk about this. This is where we're going to help free some people with relationships. Let's talk about what narcissistic personality disorder often looks like in relationships. So somebody with NPD might say, struggle with taking accountability, as Miss Denisha so eloquently stated. Good morning, Miss Barbara. They struggle with accountability. They become defensive when you criticize them. Now, they can tell everybody about themselves. They can tell everybody how they're not towing the line and how they're not this and how they're not that. But the minute you try to give them some type of feedback or some type of criticism, they immediately become criticized. So they can dish it, but they can't take it. Whoa! Hey! Now put some fire in the chat on that one. They become defensive when they are criticized. Trust me, they're going to tell everybody about themselves. They'll stand up on the steps at the White House and tell everybody in America about themselves. But the minute you say something to them, oh my goodness, they will get defensive. They have a constant need for admiration. They want everybody to see them as this and to see them as that. They are so overly preoccupied with their presentation, how they speak, how they move, how they look, all these things. Not saying you should just be all loosey-goosey and just all crazy looking out here, but there's a constant need for admiration. They have difficulty showing genuine empathy. They use other people to meet their own needs. They have unstable relationships. You know why their relationships are so unstable? I'm going to help you. They like to control everybody. They want to control everybody. They want to control everything. They want to control who you talk to, who you interact with, where you go, what you wear, how you look. They want to control every aspect. And guess what? If don't deal with somebody they don't like. Don't deal with somebody they don't think anything of. Don't go over there. Don't you do that. Why are you running with them? Don't be running with those people. Like, they want to control every aspect of your life. And guess what? If you don't do it, silent treatment. If you don't do it, the cold shoulder. If you don't do it, the manipulation. If you don't do it, the gaslighting, making you think something's wrong with you. All because they want control. They want to control the aspects of your life. And it's like, well, hold on. I am fully 50 years old. I am fully 40 years old. Come on now. I done been raised, and if my parents didn't do a good job, oh well, it's too late now. Guess what? I got my own mind. So, but they have unstable relationships because they want to control everything. They want to control you with money, all this stuff. They have unstable relationships because of that sense of entitlement. Thinking, oh, you think you can stay out all night, but you want me home at 10 o'clock. Come on now. Sense of entitlement. A sense of entitlement. I don't have to abide by any boundaries or rules, but you do. I want to control everything you do, but you can't tell me I don't have to do it. Woo! My goodness. They have unstable relationships due to, exploitation. And so a lot of times you find that narcissists are devaluing other people in the relationship. Come on now. Y'all ought to be talking to me this morning. Ooh, yes. Come on, Miss Sherry said, come on now. Constantly devaluing other people, making people feel like they don't have worth or they don't have value, but they are superior. So these behaviors can also appear in other conditions, or just in emotionally immature people. So this is why a diagnosis should not be based. Good morning, Maisha. A diagnosis should not just be based solely on what you see on social media or TikTok. So they need to be diagnosed by a licensed professional. Okay, send them to me. I do it. But but let's talk about why this is so confusing. Why is the manipulation and the gaslighting and the narcissism, why is it so confusing? Well, one reason emotionally manipulative relationships are so confusing is because they slowly disconnect people from themselves. And when I say that, what I mean is you stop trusting your own instincts when you've been manipulated and you've been gaslit, or you've been a victim of a narcissist personality or someone with narcissist traits. You stop trusting yourself. You start thinking, my pickup must be off. Like, what did I just imagine? Like, you stop trusting your instincts. You stop trusting your emotions. You stop trusting your own memory. And like they'll even have you questioning genuine people in your life, looking side-eyed at everybody else. Why? Because they're going to try to make you feel like something's wrong with everybody else. Why? Because they want control. They want to control your relationships. And they want to be the center of attention. So they'll have you, having you not trusting your own voice, or trusting your own boundaries, having you thinking you are the worst person in the world because you have boundaries. Come on. Somebody just put in chat, I got to start trusting me. I got to start trusting me. Why? Because sometimes people have hidden agendas. So they'll manipulate, they'll gaslight, they'll do all of these things to you to make you feel like you're a problem. When actually it's them. And sometimes people become so focused on keeping the peace that they abandon themselves to try to avoid conflict. How many of y'all do that? You just abandon who you are because you try to avoid conflict. You know what? I'm just trying to keep the peace. I don't want to. So now you find yourself walking on eggshells. Well, let me do this because if I do, they're going to get mad. Let me make sure I show up here because if not, they're going to get upset. You're doing all of this stuff that you don't want to do because you're trying to avoid conflict. Miss Barbara say, been there. Yes. Been there. I have too. So you don't go over here and you don't associate with these people because you know they're gonna be mad about that. So you don't wear these. You don't wear that because if you wear that, they're not gonna talk to you or they gonna get up and make you their sermon. Like all of these things. Look, Dion said me. Mike said, yep, been there too. Been there. I've been there too. You do all this stuff to keep the peace. So you are no longer you. Because you've been trying to keep the peace and avoid conflict. So now you just like what was the puppet on the string? I just know Geppetto or something, and Pinocchio, one of them. But like you just like a puppet. Mike said, I'm not doing that no more. I hear you. I said the same thing. Miss Barbara said, baby, I stopped showing up. I did too. And missed out. Let me tell you, I would have missed out on some of the best friendships, relationships, and healthy relationships in my life if I would have kept trying to walk on eggshells and abandoning who I am, trying to avoid conflict. No, I'm not going to abandon who I am just because you got insecurities and issues. Because you want to be controlling. Find somebody else to be manipulated, not me. And so a lot of times we abandon who we are because we are walking on eggshells and trying to keep the peace. So let's make this practical. So here's some signs that somebody might be playing in your face. You constantly feel confused after conversations with them. You lead a conversation like, what just happened? Like I went in telling them how I felt. I went in telling them how they hurt me, but how did I become the bad guy? And then they here's another one. They deny things that you clearly experienced. It clearly happened. And yet they sit up here, that didn't happen. That's all in your head. Denying something that actually happened. Like I told you, they expect you to listen to everything they say and ignore everything they do. This is what they do. Not doing it. And then accountability. In these types of relationships, accountability rarely happens. They're not taking accountability. You can forget it. It's always going to be, well, I only did this because you did X, Y, Z. Well, if you hadn't done this or you hadn't said this, then I wouldn't have done that. Still, at the end of the day, you're responsible for your reaction. no matter what happened. So you have to take accountability for it. But one thing they are rarely going to do is take accountability. Ms. Barbara said, yes, regardless of what the situation, they're always the victim and you're going to be the villain. And you walk away like, what did I just do? You walk away feeling like dirt, like you just can't do nothing right. I've been there. You're always the problem. And then they'll twist your words. No, that's not what I said. Because y'all know one word can change a whole sentence. They'll twist your words. And then you leave these interactions. You are emotionally drained when you leave these people or these encounters. And again, you feel like you're walking on eggshells. And one thing they're good at is they are going to minimize your emotions. You shouldn't even be feeling like that. I don't even know why you feeling like that. I don't know why you upset about that. You ain't supposed to get mad. You're not. Why are you mad about? Because I have every right to be. Just because you don't like it, I have it. You can't tell me how to feel. And then don't minimize how I'm feeling. Just because you don't want to take accountability. Oh, y'all, this one right here. I know some masters of this right here. But they make jokes at your expense. Have you ever seen people who say stuff and they laugh it off when they say it? But you know they really mean what they're saying. But they think it's okay because they say it in a joking way. Ooh. Said, well, sister, bro, I'm going to be the problem because you're not about to play in my face. Go play with someone else. That part. They make these little jokes, these little slide comments, and they, oh, girl, you just too much. They do that, and then you become the bad person when it upsets you. That's because I know you playing in my face. I know you laughing it off, but it means something, what you saying. And just because you laughing don't make it right. But then they call you sensitive. Say you overreacting because you feeling some type of way about what I was just playing. No, you wasn't. Stop playing in my face. That's what you're doing. Yeah, you playing. You playing in my face. There you go, Miss Dion. She said they shooting undercover slugs. That's exactly what they doing. Miss Barbara said, I stopped sitting at tables that don't elevate or feed me. Oh, yeah. That part. That part. But they do those things. They'll say those little undercovers throwing them slugs, like you said, Miss Dion, and then act like you're the one in the wrong because you got feeling some type of way about what they said. No, I'm not sensitive. You just wrong. You just mean. They keep disrespecting your boundaries after you communicate them clearly. You told them, this is a boundary for me. This is a non-negotiable for me. This is I'm not gonna be with somebody that's coming in at 5 o'clock in the morning. No, I'm not gonna have sex with you until we marry. I'm not gonna do all of this stuff, but yet they don't respect your boundaries. They still pushing. They still trying to get you in bed. They still showing up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. No, boo-boo. No. They keep disrespecting boundaries after you communicate them clearly. And I always say this in like couples therapy. If you have someone, if you're telling someone that something that they're doing is not aligning with your boundaries that you have set over and over and over, or a realistic expectation, a healthy expectation or standard that you have set, and they just keep dismissing it, acting as if you didn't say anything at all, let me tell you, they don't care. Because if they did, they would start to behave accordingly. Okay? You will see some type of effort. So let me say this too, because balance actually matters, everybody. Social media has everybody diagnosing everybody. And again, like I said, not every disagreement is gaslighting. Not every selfish person is a narcissistic. Not every difficult relationship involves NPD or narcissistic personality disorder. Some people are just emotionally immature. Like their emotional intelligence meter is about the height of my ankle, which ain't very high. They're not emotionally intelligent. Sometimes they're emotionally immature, and that could be from not getting certain things as kids, not being taught certain things, or certain things being modeled for them. So they don't know how to handle things emotionally, maturely. So some people are just emotionally immature. Some people are just unhealthy communicators. It was not modeled for them in the home. They didn't see healthy communication where you're sitting down talking and saying, you know what, I'm really hurt. Or you know what, I'm just afraid that you might leave me, which is why I, act the way that I do. Or I'm afraid that, you might reject me or abandon me if I do. They're not going to do that. So instead, they're going to try to control and manipulate and try to give you the cold shoulder and silence and be dismissive to make you do what they want you to do. Some people are just unhealthy communicators. They don't want to confront situations head on. Let me give y'all a little nugget too. For the people who don't like confrontation. I don't like it either. But let me give you a nugget. All confrontation does not have to be negative. Okay? So stop running from confrontation because it doesn't always have to be negative, okay? You can confront some things and it not end in blows or not end in somebody storming out or the relationship ending. You can sit down if you just willing to be vulnerable and be honest about your feelings rather than trying to control, gaslight, or manipulate. You can have some healthy conversations, but some people never learn to have healthy communication. Some people never learn emotion regulation. Like they don't know how to handle when they're mad. The only way they know how to do it is flip over tables, throw stuff across the room, breaking stuff, yelling, screaming, and doing all these things, getting up in your face. Some people never learn emotion regulation. So it doesn't mean they're narcissists. They just don't know how to regulate. They don't know what to do with all this emotion they're dealing with. Some people have been deeply wounded, and so they are reacting to things from a place of deep-seated wounds. But regardless of the label, if a relationship consistently destroys your peace, your confidence, your emotional safety, your sense of self, all that matters. All that matters. Somebody need to put that in chat. I matter too. I matter too. Yes. Childhood trauma. Absolutely. Because our experiences, our environments, all of these things as children shape who we are today. Don't mean we got to stay that way because of childhood trauma, but it does happen. But somebody need to put in chat, I matter too. My emotional safety matters. My confidence matters. My peace matters. My sense of self matters. And it might not matter to you, but guess what? It matters to the one who it needs to matter to the most. Me. I matter too. Healing is learning to trust yourself again. And somebody need to put that in there. I just heard that. I'm healing in this season. I am healing in this season. Healing is learning to trust yourself again. And it says learning to trust yourself again. So you may be in the process of healing because you've been in so many different relationships where manipulation, gaslighting, dealing with narcissistic behavior has caused you to lose trust in yourself again, caused you to abandon yourself. But healing is learning to trust yourself again. Healing is learning. I don't have to explain my pain for it to matter. Whew, I felt that right there. I don't have to explain my pain, over-explain my pain for it to matter. Because why? I'm healing. I'm learning that I matter. I'm learning that my feelings matter. God cares about my feelings, so why shouldn't I care about my feelings? I don't have to explain my pain for it to matter. So if I tell you, you hurt me, or something hurt me, I don't keep having to explain it for it to matter. Just because you don't want to accept it. No longer explaining my pain for it to matter. I don't need everybody to agree with my boundaries. That's what healing is. Healing is learning. I don't need everybody to agree with my boundaries. I just need you to respect them. You don't have to agree with them, but I need you to respect them. And you know what? This is another nugget that I always drop in counseling. You're going to set the boundaries. Everybody might not agree with them or might not like them. Your boundaries are yours. Your boundaries are yours to enforce. Your boundaries are yours to uphold. Don't set them and keep going back on them. Don't set them and keep letting people cross them, because guess what? Then they null and void. Nobody's going to pay attention to them. You don't need to agree with my boundaries, but you're going to respect them. Why? Because I'm going to enforce them. And when I enforce them, if you still want to keep crossing them, then we're having a whole nother conversation right now. A whole other conversation right now. Healing is learning. I don't need you to agree with my boundaries. I don't need to stay where I'm constantly emotionally confused. If every time, all the time, I am emotionally confused dealing with you, I don't have to stay here. I don't have to stay where I'm constantly emotionally drained. You know, people, and guess what? You got some people who will manipulate. Nah, you're not supposed to give up on, I'm not giving up on you. I'm just choosing me. I'm choosing not to constantly be emotionally drained. I love you, but that is not my assignment. I don't need to stay where I'm constantly being emotionally drained or confused. And then I don't need to diagnose you to recognize dysfunction. I don't know. You might not be a narcissist. I don't know. Whatever. You might not be. I don't need to diagnose you. But guess what? Healing is learning. I don't need a diagnosis to be able to recognize dysfunction. This is not normal behavior. This is not the way it's supposed to work. This is unhealthy. I don't need a diagnosis. It's dysfunctional, and I don't have to deal with it. Woo. Healing. I'm healing in this season. Y'all need to put that in the chat. I am healing in this season. Because some of us have been exposed to manipulation and gaslighting and narcissists for years and years and years and years. And it's almost as if you have to detox from it. Like I remember that was one situation. I had to detox from it because there had been so much control and manipulation and all of those things. And so I had to learn, I'm not about to keep letting people play in my face emotionally. And that's where healing and maturity comes in. Sometimes maturity sounds like I'm not about to keep letting you play in my face. What that guy sounds like, stop playing with my emotions, Smokey. Y'all know I'm crazy. Stop letting people play with your emotions. And so this is good conversation. Thank y'all for interacting, because y'all know I love the back and forth. But I want to leave you with this today. Pay attention to how people make you feel consistently. I get it if this is a one-time deal, whatever. But when it's consistent, pay attention, because your peace matters. Your emotional safety matters. Accountability matters, even though people don't want to take it. Healthy communication matters. And one of the greatest forms of healing is learning to stop abandoning yourself just to keep unhealthy people comfortable. Woo! Now put some fire in the chat on that. But again, thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of the Empower Her podcast. I want you to remember, healing is not weakness, it's wisdom. Walking in healing is wisdom. And again, thank y'all so much for sharing your Friday with me, because I know there's so much that you could be doing. There's other ways you could be spending your Friday. Don't forget to like, tag, share, subscribe to our YouTube as well. But share this. Tag some people in it. Let them know that what's happening to them. You might know somebody who's in these types of relationships. You might know somebody who does this. They need to see themselves. So like, tag, and share this podcast. But I want you to just have a great weekend this weekend. Do something for yourself today or tomorrow or Sunday. Especially those of you, if you're coming to the Exhale Experience, if you registered for the Exhale Experience, guess what? You're going to do something for yourself tomorrow. Oh, I cannot wait. Y'all are going to have such an amazing evening. I have worked hard. I literally, the last 2 nights have not gotten home until this morning, because I've been making sure that you all have the best time tomorrow. We are going to have the best time tomorrow. We're going to have some mental health, but we're going to have some good music. We're going to play some games. We got a lot going on tomorrow. And it's just an evening of self-care. So make sure that you are, if you registered, to be in the room. If you register and you cannot make it, please inbox me. Please inbox me, because we are preparing for everyone who registered. So please let us know. Got some good food. So make sure that you are in the house tomorrow if you register, because we're going to have an absolute howdy doody time tomorrow, ladies. We're going to tap into that soft girl. We're going to be in our soft girl era tomorrow. But as always, I want you to be absolutely amazing today. Do something amazing today. But most of all, do something for you. Have a great weekend. And thank y'all so much again for tuning in. I love y'all for watching, but I gotta go. Have a good day.